Today's Take Five is Joe Camilleri from the Black Sorrows. G'day, Joe, and tell me, what's the topic of your Take Five and what is it? What are they?
Well, good morning to you, Rusty. And my topic is kind of elastic. Okay, so it relates to music and life.
Right.
Right now, one of my favorite things is listening to other people's music. And Pharoah Sanders has got this record out right now that's just driving me insane with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, which is called Floating Points. And I just can't get enough of that record, because I think it solidifies his 50, 60 years of being a saxophonist with whether he played with Coltrane and all the things with Leon Thomas and the creator has a master plan, and he's so spiritual and it's so beautiful that I really can't get enough of it, and so that's one of my favorite things, and I go backwards and forwards, because I kind of, as a songwriter, I'm always looking for something to inspire me, so and when you're a little bit cold and you've run out of things and your pockets are empty of ideas, I go back to my favorite artists. One of them is Jimmy Reed, who was an incredible songwriter. I think his wife wrote a lot of songs as well, but and he was one of those blues guys that added a bridge to the blues, which was really quite unusual in its day, and so I listen to people like that, and of course then there's that feeling if you're as a saxophone player. I kind of also I was schooled by sort of Junior Walker, King Curtis, those sort of people, because they weren't playing jazz. I was interested in jazz as a listener, but I was, for the music that I was into, it was more the rock and roll saxophones, and both Junior Walker and King Curtis were masters of this art form. I like Junior a little bit more because he, had songs like "What Does It Take to Win Your Love." I think Johnny Bristol gave him that song, and it was such a beautiful song to play, and such a, in fact, I played it with Garland Jeffries at the Byron Bay Blues Festival when Garland appeared, and it was just a lovely moment for me. I kind of like those kind of things, and of course, I go back further than that, with Rogers and Hart, and their songs. I think you go through these things that sort of give you an opportunity to sort of look at the way that Thelonious Monk might write a tune, and the way that something like "It's Easy to Remember" by Rogers and Hart. It's just a beautiful melody. So I go through all that, and then I kind of feel that the only way to bring all this kind of music into place, because you just kind of like, I'm a, Chuck Berry, is kind of the Shakespeare of rock and roll, so it all sort of interweaves with itself. Now, there's hundreds of people that I can talk about that sort of give you that inspiration, and it goes all the way back, to the first time I listened to the radio, and when I realised that I didn't want to go to school because they haven't played Conway's Twitty, Only Make Believe, which is a beautiful song, and or I want to hear the Everly Brothers, it's kind of all of a sudden it became part of my DNA. So in a weird way, it's the top 500 from me.
Right. I was sort of starting to gather that, Joe, when you started just continually reeling off the names of some of the greats. And I totally get it that five is not enough and 50 is still not enough. And it is 500, and that's for a lot of people as well. But hey, we'll take the best of that for now. And Joe Camilleri, thank you for your top 500 almost today.
Well, thank you so much, Rusty. You're a beautiful soul.